welcome back to another Wuthering Waves video. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about Wuthering Waves, of course, that's why you clicked this video. What we're really gonna dive into is all the haters and all the good people that talk about Wuthering Waves. I've been coming across a lot of comments, and I'm gonna put these people on the spot because honestly, it's really frustrating the type of things that people say. I'm gonna try my best to make a series out of this. I think it can be funny and fun and entertaining for you guys. So we're gonna try to make that happen, and we're gonna go through a lot of comments, and it's gonna be hilarious, okay? Wuthering Waves fans are actually so annoying already. Like, I didn't give an F before, but now I'm gonna start preying on this game's failure. Okay, now let's digest that a little bit. The fact that this person wants Wuthering Waves to fail, I don't understand why you would want this to happen, especially if you're coming from the Genshin community. I'm gonna assume you are. If not, don't take this seriously. But I think if you're from the Genshin community, you would want a game to succeed so Genshin could give you primos, which you know they're not gonna do that, but maybe you'll have a chance when another game succeeds. I don't know why someone would want to pray for anybody's downfall. There's something wrong with this person. I don't know why they want to think like this. The inevitable will happen when release date is announced, and it will then be compared to how Genshin Impact was compared to Tower Fantasy. People will go into this game for the sole purpose of thinking, is this better than Genshin? I've always mentioned this in so many videos. Tower Fantasy is an MMO open world game. It is not the same as Genshin. There are different types of games out there. Tower Fantasy is still alive, okay? People are still playing it. People still put money in it, and it released on console last year, like late last year. So the game is still very successful. Not as successful as Genshin, but let's be quite frank, Genshin got pretty lucky in their success with COVID. No denying it. I feel like any other game could have or at least gotten very close to that because of COVID. Everybody was online at the time, so they got pretty lucky with that. They started a whole new gacha open world action RPG kind of theme, and now other companies are trying to step in and try to take a piece of the pie. And I pray for Genshin Impact final eventual downfall, so Genshin Impact fans finally get to know what a good game it is like, right? We're not here to pray for anybody's downfall, okay? We want all these games to succeed together. If they all succeed, we succeed, okay? We get rewards, we get everything. Every game needs to do good, okay? We cannot just be like, this one needs to do good, this one needs to do bad. We can't point fingers. We need all these games to do good, and we just want to have fun. That's the whole point of this, is to have fun at the end, right? But can we stop comparing every single game to Genshin? Now, every single time a new game pops up, everyone compares it to Genshin. And it's honestly getting very stale. It's getting boring. Why are we doing this? Why? Can you let me know in the comments below? Let me know why you keep comparing it to Genshin. Every game is not like Genshin. Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna come out. You're gonna compare that to Genshin 2? No, stop. It is not the same game. It's not the same, especially the whole Tower Fantasy thing. That is completely different. They are not the same for anything. I really do want people to stop comparing to Genshin. Like, just stop. There's no point, but it's not gonna stop. That's the funny thing. So whatever. I mean, that's why every single game fandom doesn't want to have anything to do with Genshin fans. You guys will never stop talking absolute BS. It's like you think only MiHoYo games exist. I don't know how true this is. If any of you guys are watching this video and you're a MiHoYo fan or a Genshin fan, Honkai Star Rail fan, if you guys are, I want to know, is this the only game you've ever played? And I don't mean that in a mean sense. I'm not trying to like pick a fight here. I'm just curious, what triggers you to want to like probably spread hate or negativity towards other games that are kind of competing, not even trying to compete, they're just trying to make a good game? I want to know why. Like, what's the problem? Like, why don't you want to see other games do good? That's my whole point of this video. I want to know that question. A lot of you are probably not going to even come out of the comment section and say, hey, this is why. I know a lot of you are not going to have the courage to do that. If you do, kudos. I would love to know the explanation to that, but you're probably not. You're probably going to dislike this video, and that's fine. I don't really care. I'm just trying to solve the problem here and trying to figure out, why do you think like that? What's the purpose of that? Have an open mind, and the more games that succeed, you have more games to play. You're not going to farm mint for the rest of your life. Or for wherever, like, how many years is Genshin? 10 years in total? So like, what, we're in 3rd or 4th year? You're gonna 7 more years? 6? You're gonna keep farming mint? No, you're gonna want to play a different game eventually. You're gonna get bored, bro. Kinda gives HSR. Now, I don't know why this person wrote this. Age of Star is a turn-based game, bro. What are we doing? Honkai Star Rail's a turn-based game. It's like completely obvious. Now, that comment, I don't even know what was going on to that person's head, but they wrote it and somebody replied, it kind of don't though. And I agree, it does not look the same at all. I'm a Genshin Impact player too, but seeing the hates in Wuthering Waves before it even released from Genshin Impact players, I'm sick of this side of the fandom always comparing. Yes, I'm sick of it too. I want to know why they could keep comparing it. The thing is with these types of games, like the UI is usually the same. Like it's all general stuff. They need to make it the same. They can't make it too different because if they make it different, then it looks bad. It's hard to be unique in this kind of game. A lot of these games layouts are the same. The game is not even released yet. It's still in beta. So it's really hard to judge a game before its final perfected release. There's gonna probably be problems when the release comes out, but give it a chance. Because not every game is going to be perfect when it comes out. There's probably going to be a lot of bugs. Devs are going to probably have to work on that, and that's okay. I accept that. I feel bad for the people that, you know, have more open minds, like this person that wrote this comment. They have more of an open mind. They're tired of hearing people compare other games to Genshin, and they're a Genshin Impact player too. So this person is obviously embarrassed by the community. The community for Genshin Impact needs to do better. Can people stop comparing games to each other like if it was a war or something? Let people play whatever they want. That's very true. I love this statement. I love this comment the most because this person is actually like really thinking, using their brain, and just really just trying to not start any problems with any other communities. Like this is the gacha community. The gacha community should be all in one. It shouldn't be separated by which game is better, which game is worse. We're all in the same pool of games. We all play the same type of game. We all play gacha games. Girl, it was the same for Genshin copying Breath of the Wild, just like Wuthering Waves. Okay, this is true. This is very true. Now, a lot of the Genshin community does forget. And by the way, while I'm talking about the Genshin community, I want to make sure that you guys don't think that I'm saying the whole community. Okay, obviously not the whole community thinks like this. There's a lot of people in the community that are open-minded. I've gotten a few comments about people thinking that I said that the whole community is like that. They're not. There's a lot of cool people in there too, but there's a lot of negativity and very toxic people in there. And like, I want to actually showcase what I'm seeing. And this is what the whole video is about. Yes, Genshin was inspired by Breath of the Wild. Okay, they were. It does look similar in world and exploring and all that and flying and this and that, right? There's some things that are very similar. To be honest, yeah, it's like tower fantasy. They're just doing it to attract Genshin players, but will differentiate it after it launches. Now, I want to say that I don't think that's true. I don't think this person knows what they're talking about because tower fantasy is not the same as Wuthering Waves. They're completely different. Tower fantasy, though, MMO game. I say this in so many videos. Tower fantasy is MMO. Wuthering Waves is kind of like the same type of game as Genshin, okay? I'm not saying it's the same thing, but they play similarly, okay? So it's an open world, you have characters like this, you know, on your roster, you have an E, you have an ult attack, you explore, you run around, you collect chests, you do dungeons or domains, right? And you do abyss and all that stuff. It's very similar in that aspect, right? But the game is not the same, okay? It's completely different, okay? Now it says off topic, but sorry if I sounded a bit mean in my comment, but yeah, I see where you're coming from, but I do think this game has more of a chance than Tower Fantasy. Now this person is really cool. I like this comment a lot because you know what? I think they're right. I think they do have a better chance than Tower Fantasy. I don't think Tower Fantasy is they're still in business. They're still making characters. People are still spending money. And even though everyone says it's a dead game, it's not. People are still playing the game. Maybe not a lot of streamers are playing it. Like maybe not a lot of people are making content on the game on YouTube or whatever the case may be. But I do think from the comment, I do agree with saying that I think Wuthering Waves has a good chance doing a lot better than Tower Fantasy. Wuthering Waves so far, like even this is CBT1. The game when I was playing it felt very good. Like even the combat was good. Now, you know, there's still a lot of things to polish. This was CBT1. You know, they're doing private betas as well. So there's still a lot of work to do, but I was very satisfied playing it. I want to play it again. You know, I even if it's not finished, I want to play it again because I had a lot of fun playing this game. I was so happy. I was challenged. I love the characters' designs. I love building the characters. I'm recreating that spark again. When I was first playing Genshin, that spark has gone. I don't play Genshin anymore like that. I just don't enjoy it as much. I just think Wuthering Waves is gonna be better. They even cried when they first released Child Boss. We don't wanna like downplay anybody here, but Genshin Impact is not a challenging game. It is not a challenging game. There's nothing skill-based there. I'm very curious to see when Wuthering Waves actually releases, how are people gonna react to the actual combat? Is it gonna be too hard for the casual player in Genshin? Because there's gonna be a lot of Genshin players that are gonna try this game out. Is it gonna be too difficult for them to actually play? Are they gonna get burnt out and not play it because they're like, oh, like this is too hard. I don't wanna go through all this, you know? They probably might be able to play the game more casually. But this game is definitely going to be more focused on combat. Unlike Genshin is more focused on story, which is why I would prefer Wuthering Waves in general, because it's going to be focused on the combat. That's something that brings me more joy when it comes to gaming. It is going to be funny when we see a lot of Genshin community play this game and either rage or not even be able to play the game because they just been playing Genshin, and Genshin is kind of a joke when it comes to dodging. The dodging is literally a joke. There's nothing there. Can't even have Wuthering Waves in my FYP without someone mentioning Genshin. Literally every Wuthering Waves video that I post literally has someone calling it a Genshin clone and ripoff and etc. and people arguing. It's unavoidable at this point. It is, okay, unfortunately it is unavoidable. When the game releases, we're literally not gonna hear the end of it. It's gonna be like that every single time. Even maybe Wuthering Waves comes out with a new character. Maybe a new character will come out and it's gonna always be compared to Genshin. And unfortunately, that's sad because it kind of feels like that's Wuthering Waves' fate. And I don't want it to be that. I want the Genshin community to have a little bit more of an open mind when it comes to this and more accepting, because who knows, man? Everyone says nothing's gonna happen to Genshin. Everyone is very confident in that, but you never know, man. Things can happen. Things could strike a turn and Genshin might not do so well in the future. You don't know. Why do people fight so much? Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin are all good games. I love this comment because this person is a very open-minded individual. This should be the mentality of when we play games like this. It shouldn't be like who's better than the other. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, based off their experience, right? They are all good games. I don't like Genshin. I don't think Genshin's a good game. At the time when I was playing it every day, it was a good game for me. I actually liked it a lot. I was having the time of my life. I was enjoying it. This was great. It's new. My taste has changed over time and I got bored, and that's okay. You know, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm not gonna say it's a bad, horrible game because it wasn't. People who said this looks like Genshin, sure, never play other games. It makes it seem like a lot of the community in Genshin have only played Genshin and they don't play any other games. I want to know in the comment section below. I don't think a lot of you have subbed for Genshin. Most of you have subbed for Wuthering Waves content. If you happen to stroll along and watch this video and you're a Genshin player, let me know. Be honest. Like, maybe Genshin is the only game you play, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that. It's just you truly enjoy playing Genshin, and that's okay. But when you make comments that are like, oh, this other game sucks, and then you've only played Genshin, then I could be like, okay, like you should try other games, you know, like there's a lot out there to try and experience. There's a lot of different experiences that we can have with video games in different ways, and Genshin's not the only one. Okay, there's a lot of games out there that give us that feeling. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this in general? Because honestly, this is something that we should talk about. If we don't talk about it, we can't make the communities better. Remember that we're all playing these games because we just want to have fun and enjoy and escape reality for a little bit and just enjoy like a cool game for different reasons. You play Genshin because you like the story. I play Wuthering Waves because I like combat. You know, like there's different reasons to play different games. There's no reason to like really bring hate or discourage other gaming developers, their work. When you wish for a game's downfall, you're forgetting that there's people behind those games. There's developers, there's artists, there's a lot of people behind these games, and this is their job. This is their full-time job. Like, they're literally working on this game and they're making a living and they're going home and they're paying bills and they come home to kids, and you know, this is their job. You don't want to wish for a downfall on people that are like that. These people have passion for this and we should respect it, especially, and not just Wuthering Waves. This goes for any game in the world. This is something that we should be respecting and not disrespecting or downplaying any other game that comes out of Genshin. But there we go. That's it. I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.